Growing up, I used to be anti-social media. I was the guy who didn't have a Facebook account. I didn't really use Instagram because I thought that taking pictures of myself was stupid. And even though I believe this to a certain degree, I've learned that the problem isn't really the platforms, it's more so the way that these platforms are used. Now, over time, I've started to use social media more and more, but I decided to be intentional with the way that I consume content on these platforms. This led me to curate my feed in such a way that I only see content that either inspires or motivates me or educates me in some way. Now this actually led me to discover a whole bunch of different content creators that are not your typical celebrities or rappers, but just interesting people that have a huge following based off of just sharing what their interests are and pretty much their day-to-day life. And this actually inspired me to take the leap and start producing my own content, which brings me to where I am today.
In today's day and age, having a social footprint is very important. Personal feelings aside, we can no longer pretend that it's not. Anything you share, create, or consume in social media essentially is an extension of who you are in real life. Not only that, but if you have a big enough following, you potentially have the power to influence your real life situation. For example, let's say that you're trying to build a business and you want people to know about your business. Well, if you have a big enough audience, you essentially have free marketing. Unfortunately, this also works in the negative light, in which if you say something that pisses off the wrong people, you can very easily get canceled. Even with that risk, I still believe it is worthwhile to try to build a social media presence, because let's face it, the world is only gonna move more towards the digital side. Nowadays, there are many platforms that you can choose from. Each has its own particular demographic. At least personally, I decided to focus on just 3 of those, which is YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Something I do want to mention is that even if you're not interested in building an audience, I recommend that you give content creation a try, because it's a great exercise to put yourself in the producer mindset instead of just being on the consumer side all the time, which is predominantly what all these platforms are shoving down our throats. Anyway, that's all I had to share with you guys tonight. If you are trying to build an audience, feel free to share. Let me know how your experience has been so far. If you enjoyed this video, please click a like and subscribe. I will be uploading regularly in this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.